welcome back to my channel, Modest Fashionista. This is Alicia. Today we are going to talk about the question, can I see in my dreams? Because when I was in 4th grade, another girl at school asked me that question, and I knew the answer, but I didn't know how to answer the question. Because until just recently, like just several months ago, because I have been doing a lot of research on YouTube on eye conditions and other conditions, I didn't know how to talk about my vision. So when someone would ask me questions like, so can you see in your dreams, or what do you see? I couldn't answer. I was like, I don't know how to describe it. And that was always my answer. I do not know how to describe it. So, I'm going to start off by sharing with y'all. My vision is not clear. There is no clarity. I can see objects, but there is no recognition. Some objects will look the same. For example, the one that comes to the top of my head. Headstones and cars look identical. Or another example would be like when you cook chicken. I can't tell the difference in blood and ketchup or any other kind of sauce. I can see sauces, but if you line up ketchup, honey mustard, and barbecue sauce, they would all look the same to me. That's why I don't cook. I don't cook because I wouldn't be certain that the meat is completely cooked. Yes, they have talking timers, but how do I know that I said it correctly? Even though they talk, I could have said it incorrectly on accident. Then it would go off incorrectly, and it would result in food poisoning. So, to answer the question, yes, I can see in my dreams. I see in my dreams what I can see when I'm awake. So, I can still see bling and contrast and objects in my dreams. However, I see colors more often when I'm awake than I do when it's a dream. I see colors more often when I'm awake than I do when it's a dream. However, I do dream in color sometimes. And I have dreams where I have Charles-Bonnet syndrome. Charles-Bonnet syndrome is not just limited to daytime. It's not just a daytime condition. I also have it in some of my dreams. It won't be every dream, just like it's not 24/7 for me. I get breaks. But I do it in my dreams sometimes. And yes, it looks the same in my dreams than it does if I'm actually having it in real life. What's interesting though is even though I cannot read with my eyes in real life, I can read print in my dreams. I don't get extra vision, but what happens is the print letters become extremely large. They're like maybe this large just for one letter. About like this size. Yeah, about like this. So, another cool, interesting fact is, y'all know, if y'all have been watching my channel for a while, I am an echolocator. And yes, sometimes I do echolocate in my dreams. It sounds the same, as it does in real life. When I echolocate, whatever I see in my mind when I echolocate, that's what I see in my dreams. It's internal. So if I echolocate something in my dreams, like the shape of it or the size will appear in my mind the same as it does when it happens in real life. One interesting fact I want y'all to be aware of is only a very, very small percentage of human echolocators have some degree of vision. Most echolocators are blind, whether if that's light perception blind or totally blind. The majority of people that echolocate are either totally blind or they are blind with light perception. I am one of the very, very few, I'm one of the very, very few people in an extremely small group of people that have some degree of vision that can also echolocate. I cannot swim in real life, but I can swim in my dreams. Sometimes in my dreams, it will be like in a pool. And to me, pool water is green. Because the sound color synesthesia, when I hear the word pool water, I see pool water as green in my mind.
Not blue?
No, it's green.
Okay.
But when I hear the word ocean or the sound of recorded ocean waves, I see blue in my mind. I see like a blue ocean in my mind. With a sandy beach, oftentimes. Sometimes it will appear with a sandy beach. Sometimes it will just appear as like a big blue ocean. So in my dreams, sometimes I will swim in a pool, like a swimming pool. Sometimes I will swim in the ocean. Sometimes I have legs. Sometimes I have a mermaid tail. Sometimes I have legs with 2 swim fins, like the fins that swimmers use. Or sometimes it will be like a mermaid tail, but with no fins. Instead of fins, it would be feet. It's very fascinating. However, when I dream, in the majority of my dreams, I'm completely blind in my left eye. Do you have any questions, Brandon?
I think you pretty much summed that up.
Do you have questions about my left eye? Yeah, you heard what I just said. I said in most of my dreams, I'm completely blind in my left eye.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Couldn't tell you. I'm not sure.
I can see some lights and shadows out of it.
But the more and more we do these videos, I'm sure I might figure it out.
Yeah, that would be nice. In real life, I have some light and shadow perception in my left eye, but I have to aim it in the general direction of it for it to pick it up. Otherwise, it picks up nothing at all. Not darkness, but nothing. So, in my dreams, I see through my right eye like I do in real life, but in my dreams, I see absolutely nothing in my left eye. And unless it's a creepy dream, not a straight up nightmare, but just a creepy dream, then I will get some light and shadow perception in my left eye. Why? I don't know. But thank you for watching my videos. Hit the notification bell and subscribe.